Venezuela has been an issue that has been vexing the United States for years. And we've had two very different approaches by both the Trump administration and the Biden administration. And it seems as though tomorrow's deadline for this important sanctions decision will reveal a lot about this alternative approach that the Biden administration has pitched as a better approach. So far, it doesn't seem to be yielding the results that were promised. Hi, I'm Ryan Berg, Director of the Americas Program, and I'm here to talk about my recent commentary on the uses and misuses of Venezuela sanctions. We record this on November 29th, and tomorrow, November 30th, the Biden administration faces a serious self-imposed deadline regarding the imposition, or the reimposition rather, of sanctions on the Maduro regime. Crucially, I think, for the U.S., the administration says it will snap back sanctions if, first, a process for lifting candidate bans is not outlined by the end of November, and second, political prisoners, including American political prisoners, are not released from Maduro's cells. We haven't seen that happen yet. Neither of those things have happened, and so the administration faces a major test of the credibility of its Venezuela policy. In the piece, I outline why I think the Maduro regime has pursued a course of action that can be construed as breaking the Barbados agreements, both in spirit and in deed. The regime has censored and harassed and intimidated media outlets that covered the primary. It shut down the internet to impede the primary commission's transmission of poll results. On elections day, there were various violations intimidating voters, shots fired at poll stations, and ballot boxes stolen. And after the Venezuelan opposition completed its primary, the Maduro regime proceeded to launch an investigation into the primary process and eventually ended up suspending, quote unquote, the results of the primary process through its Supreme Court. And lastly, even after the regime signed the agreement, which it said it would release American political prisoners, it abducted and took yet another American political prisoner. The biggest takeaway is how the administration will approach the Maduro regime now that it has tried to use sanctions as a tool of leverage to get to free and fair elections. I speculate in the piece that the Maduro regime is trying to call the Biden administration's bluff on sanction snapback. Again, this is a massive credibility test for the Biden administration's Venezuela policy. What they decide to do tomorrow, when their self-imposed deadline passes, will reveal a lot about the administration's operative theory of change. For years, we've heard that it's about free and fair elections. But if the largest sanctions lift since the Trump administration's maximum pressure campaign, which is essentially a full reversion back to the international oil, gas, and mineral markets for the Maduro regime, if that is insufficient to induce behavior change in Caracas, then the theory of change that we have in Washington likely needs a major revision. Venezuela has been an issue that has been vexing the United States for years. And we've had two very different approaches by both the Trump administration and the Biden administration. And it seems as though tomorrow's deadline for this important sanctions decision will reveal a lot about this alternative approach that the Biden administration has pitched as a better approach. So far, it doesn't seem to be yielding the results that were promised. To read the full commentary on the uses and misuses of Venezuela sanctions, please visit CSIS.org.